I am a huge movie fanatic. To be specific, I love movies that are disturbing, soul crushing, and leave you with a sense of dread for days and days to come. Over the years, I have watched some incredibly disturbing and traumatizing movies, and there have been a couple that I wish I could unsee. So today, I am going to list, in no particular order, 20 of the most disturbing movies that I've ever watched. Sallow or 120 Days of Sodom. A group of rich men kidnap a bunch of boys and girls and take them to a large mansion where the boys and girls are trapped for days and days on end. And over the course of those few days, some incredibly horrible things happen to those boys and girls. This movie is definitely not for the faint of heart because it features some very disgusting imagery. Grotesque. A serial killer kidnaps a couple, and then the entirety of the movie features horrible and disgusting things that the serial killer does to that couple. This movie crosses all boundaries and leaves no stone unturned when it comes to disturbing the viewer. A Serbian film. If you have even heard about this movie, you know what I'm talking about. This movie is infamous for that one scene involving a baby, and this movie is banned in several countries just because of that one scene. Eden Lake, one of those two movies that I wish I could unsee. A couple goes to a lake to spend some quality time together and are hounded and harassed by a bunch of teenagers. Things take an ugly turn pretty quickly, and the ending of this movie is something I really wish I could take out of my mind forever. The Hills Have Eyes. Not the original one, but the remake. The reason? The remake has a scene, a very disturbing scene that lasts about 5 to 6 minutes. But in those 5 to 6 minutes, the viewer is left completely disgusted. A bunch of mutants attack a family in their trailer, in their camping van. And what happens during those 5-6 minutes is enough for you to switch off the movie. Irreversible. This movie features Monica Bellucci and is infamous for a tunnel scene involving her and a man. That incredibly disturbing and horrific scene has been ingrained in my mind for years and years. And if you are of the faint of heart, then I advise you against watching this movie at any cost. Cannibal Holocaust. Years and years before found footage movies became mainstream, this movie perfected the art of found footage. A group of people go to a jungle and interact with a cannibalistic tribe. Things turn ugly pretty quickly and the group does not return. But someone finds footage of that group, and when they see what is in the footage, they are left completely dumbstruck. Some scenes in this movie are just too disgusting for a normal person to digest. The Human Centipede. A car breaks down and two girls ask a scientist if they can stay at his home for a few hours, and thus the nightmare begins. The scientist has already kidnapped an Asian man, and what he does with those two girls and that Asian man is beyond horrifying. It's quite possibly the most disgusting movie in this list. I Spit on Your Grave. A woman goes to a far off area surrounded by a forest so that she can write her novel. But a group of men target her and sexually assault her in a scene that feels that it just won't end. She later takes revenge on those 5 men in the most horrifying manner and in the most satisfying manner. But again, this movie is incredibly disgusting, and especially if women are advised against watching it. August Underground. The complete trilogy is just too much to take for a normal person. It features serial killers who torture and kill their victims in the most disgusting and horrifying ways. It's kind of a snuff movie and you'll feel like you are watching something very real. Man Bites Dog. A camera crew follows a serial killer who kills people one after the other and tells the camera crew about the ways in which he kills those people. This movie has one very disturbing scene in which the serial killer and the camera crew invade a home, kill the parents, and then while the son is trying to flee, they kill him in a very horrifying way as well. Man Behind the Sun is all about how depraved the Japanese were during World War II. It's a depiction of what the Japanese army did to innocent people during World War II. Some torture scenes in this movie will leave you traumatized forever, and I can guarantee you that. The Devil's Rejects is the second part of House of Thousand Corpses. It features 3 villains, 1 woman, 2 men, and how they maim, torture and kill an innocent family. There's one scene in this movie that has stuck with me forever. It features the 3 serial killers and the family in a room, and whatever happens during those few minutes is the most disgusting filth that I've ever seen. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, is based on the real life serial killer Henry Lucas and is associated Otis, tool. They keep killing people one after the other, but there's one scene that they tape and watch later at their home. It's about them killing a family of a woman, a man, and their kid. While they're torturing the woman and the man and killing them, the kid enters the home. Henry grabs the kid and then kills him as well. I really wish that I could unsee this one scene because it's just too damn disturbing, and what makes it all the more horrifying is the fact that stuff like this happens in real life and has happened in real life. The Poughkeepsie tapes of a serial killer who kills, kidnaps and tortures people, especially girls. There's one scene in this movie in which he kidnaps a very little girl of maybe 4 to 5 years of age. He later confronts the mom of that girl and mocks her before leaving the spot. Some of the scenes in this movie will fill you with rage and will keep you awake for several nights. Hate crime. Jewish family is celebrating the birthday of their little kid. A bunch of meth-crazed Nazis invade the home, and the entire movie is about how these Nazis torture this Jewish family. It starts with the Nazis killing the little kid. You can imagine the horror and terror that this movie will provide you. This movie has been rated very low on IMDb. The killing of the little child sets the stage for some very disturbing things that happen in this movie. Megan is Missing, a found footage movie about a girl who is investigating the disappearance of her friend, Megan. This movie is infamous for the final scene. I won't say anything about it. If you have the guts, go and watch it, but I'm warning you, it will definitely traumatize you. Hostel. Some friends from the US go to Europe in a country, try to meet some girls and have some fun, but things quickly take a dark turn when they are kidnapped and taken to an abandoned facility where very rich people pay good amount of money to see these kind of tourists getting tortured. A very innovative concept, and the country which was targeted in this movie actually asked the directors and producers to come visit so that they can realize that nothing of this sort happens in that country and it is completely safe for tourists. Paranormal Activity. The entire series is good, but I especially love the first and third parts. There's a scene, I don't remember, maybe in the first or the third part, but the wife wakes up at night and then for several hours she just stands beside the bed and keeps looking at her husband for several hours, doing nothing, just standing there and looking at her husband. One of the most chilling scenes that I've ever seen. The last horror movie is about a serial killer who takes an associate with him everywhere, and the associate films the killings of the serial killer. There's one scene in this movie in which the serial killer invades a woman's home and suddenly confronts her and starts stabbing her. The woman doesn't realize what's happening. She's in shock, she's in pain, she's in complete horror, and in a few seconds she just dies just like that. Again, one of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen. So these are 20 of the most horrifying, most disturbing, most traumatizing movies that I've ever watched. Did I miss some movies? If I did, let me know in the comments below. Have you watched any of these movies? Which of these movies disturbed you the most? Let me know.